we are as a people, inherently and historically, opposed to secret societies, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
All right. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. Second episode for today. Like I said, I got up a little early, so I had some extra time. Did a little maintenance on the channel. I put out a post. If you haven't seen the post, nothing big. Just every now and then when I have a little extra time on my hand, I like to make new playlists. That way, if you're looking for a specific subject that I've talked about multiple times, or sometimes one episode will become kind of like a saga. Well, for example, like the Epstein Files. I've put out a shit ton of episodes on the Epstein Files, so I started an Epstein Files playlist. The newest playlist I made was a Prince Andrew playlist. I've only done 2 episodes on him, on Prince Andrew specifically, but I was like, I'm going to make a Prince Andrew playlist. That way, if anyone is interested in specifically that subject, you can just click on that playlist, and they have like a play all, which actually that kind of helps. Like if you're doing like a long road trip, go to the playlist. If there's a certain subject you want to hear about, and just click play all, and it'll play every episode in that playlist back to back. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know I did that. Got me some bruschetta ready for work. Cooked up some bread. Gonna bring some lunch, save some money. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you would like to donate, please do. It helps the channel. I will send you a sticker. You can message me through Buy Me a Coffee if you donate, and I can send you a sticker through snail mail. So, this is a little bit non-conspiratorial, but I wanted to talk about it. So, growing up, when I was in high school, I had a 91 Grand Marquis, my favorite car I ever owned. It was a piece of junk. It was always breaking down, unfortunately, but I loved the car. It was this big old fucking square body, old school luxury car, ashtray in every fucking, like, doorway, had a cigarette lighter, cassette player. I used to have Black Sabbath cassettes, and I'd play those. We actually ended up buying this little thing. It was a CD player that you would stick in the cassette, and it had a wire that came out and hooked into the Walkman, and the Walkman hooked into the cigarette lighter, and you could listen to CDs. It was like a way to listen to CDs without having to buy a CD player, like if your car had a cassette player. But anyways, the front and back seat were dope too, man. I called it the shag wagon because I was with my ex-wife. We were just dating at the time, and we'd get weird in there. But it was like couch seating, like no center console. So like you could have like 3 people in the front, 3 in the back. Like it was fucking awesome. But anyways, so when I was a little hoodlum in high school, I was dating Dina at the time, and we would listen to like her CDs. I had my CD collection, and she would bring hers. And you know, when you're dating someone, like music, honestly, I would say music is a good way to bond. Just my advice, you know, I've been with my current wife for like 10 years now. That's honestly a really good way to kind of bond. Some people are like, well, uh, I'm nervous on first dates. I don't know what to talk about. And I get it. I get nervous and shit on first dates. But music, man. Bring up music. That's a perfect subject because first of all, it lets you kind of know the type of person you're dating. Second off, like it's you can talk music all day. Everyone likes music, unless you're just some fucking weirdo. I have met weirdos, man, who just like literally sit in silence, don't watch TV, don't listen to music. I'm like, okay, that's fucking insane. How do you not go crazy? Which, by the way, I don't mind silence every now and then. Sometimes I'll sit in the living room, open up the door, and just sit in silence and just watch. It is nice every now and then, but not all the fucking time. But we would cruise around. We'd just joyride. We joyrided like crazy back then. That was, I mean, we'd just get bored. We didn't have internet. She would get bored. I honestly was pretty content, like, because I would sit there and read books, and she'd be like, "Are you just gonna sit here and read all day?" And it's like, yeah. I mean, we're broke, we're poor. What else is there to do? So I'd sit there and drink vodka and drink beer and read all day, you know. But whenever she would bug me enough, we'd go joyriding and we would listen to here was our soundtrack from like her collection. We would listen to old school Eminem back when he was Slim Shady. That's like the best era when he was young. Some people say that he was cloned. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Who the fuck knows? The whole thing is weird. There's a whole rabbit hole behind that. Maybe one day we'll do a deep dive on it. I just know like when he was young, when he was Slim Shady, when he was real cutthroat and evil, that was his best fucking era. Sadly, and this happens with a lot of artists whenever they're on drugs. That's their best shit sometimes. Usually when they get sober, their music starts fucking sucking. But we'd listen to old school Eminem, Outkast, Nappy Roots, which is a Kentucky native rap group. I think they're from Bowling Green. Our Bowling Green is Kentucky's musical town. And I could be wrong, but we're going to be talking about Afroman, obviously. If you clicked on it, you know what we're talking about. But we'd listen to Afroman, old school Slim Shady, mostly rap stuff. Nappy Roots, which is awesome. And Outkast. We listened to a shit ton of Outkast. So, like, awesome fucking old school rap, you know? And at the time, dude, I was, like, straight punk. And at first, I hated it. Like, never touch punk's radio, you know? But, you know, when you're dating someone, you're like, okay, whatever. We would take turns. Your turn, you can listen to, you know, an album. And then when her album was over, I'd listen to my album, you know, some Danzig or something, or Misfits or Sex Pistols, you know. But it grew on me. I would say I had like 2 awakenings with rap music. Like dating her was like my first awakening as far as enjoying rap music. I got into like Kid Cudi and stuff with her. But it started to grow on me, man. But one of the best ones we listened to, like, because we, at the time, dude, I was a heavy fucking stoner. And Afroman. It's just funny rap. If you're looking for something gangster, you're not really going to find it with Afroman. Afroman was just funny rap. You could get high, listen to it, and just laugh and, you know, have a good time. It's real positive, in my opinion. Like, it's, when I listen to Afroman, like, I always felt real positive. I've always been a huge fan of Afroman. He still does tours. My buddy got to see him. I would love to see him one day. I've always been a fan. I've always supported him. So today we're covering, if you guys don't know, he got in a lawsuit. Apparently there was like 2 charges that were held against him. And they broke into one of his houses. They broke down his front door and fucked it up. And they were looking for weed, and supposedly kidnapping was one of the fucking charges. And obviously, Afroman didn't fucking kidnap anyone. But they busted up his front door. They stole his money. He had $5,000 in a coat jacket that he forgot about, and they stole it. So he did what any artist would do, made a music video about him. And he used his camera footage, because he's got cameras all over the place. I mean, when you're a fucking celebrity and your house is worth a shit ton of money, and you got a shit ton of cars, luxury, old school cars and shit, like, yeah, you're gonna have fucking cameras. So he used the camera footage and wrote like 2 or 3 new songs talking about his trials and tribulations with the local police department. So yeah, he's been on trial here lately. The police department got pissed that he used the footage from his own home on his own property of them breaking in, entering his house and destroying his property and stealing from him. And they apparently sued him. So let's get into it. Rapper Afroman wins lawsuit. So he did win. I've been keeping up with the case as much as I could. So he won the lawsuit against the police over mocking their 2022 raid in viral music videos. So Adams County, Ohio. Okay, so I was wrong. He's a Ohio native. I knew it was somewhere close. For some reason I thought it was Kentucky, but it's Ohio. I would have loved to have went out there to the courthouse, because apparently there was like tons of people out there supporting him. It was funny. I seen footage. It was mostly old white ladies, which was funny. I'm like, okay, I listen to old white lady music. But it was cool though. Yeah, I would have loved to have went out there and been boots on the ground, like reporting on it, you know, some street interviews and shit. Which, by the way, I still have that one planned of going down to Harrodsburg, where they're building that data center. I'd still want to do that. I haven't forgotten. It's just been cold, and we've had snow and bad weather. And I've just been busy with work. Like today, I'm working on a day off, trying to make some extra money, stack some chips, you know. But he's Adams County, Ohio. The Grammy, I didn't know he earned a Grammy. That's cool. I mean, Because I Got High was a really big song. Because I got high. So it doesn't surprise me. The Grammy-nominated rapper Afroman won a defamation lawsuit filed by 7 Ohio sheriff's deputies who sued him over music videos in which he used his home security footage to mock their raid of his home. By the way, one of these music videos is Lemon Pound Cake. So there was he had a lemon pound cake on the counter with like the glass covering over it, and his mom apparently made it for him, which is cute. And one of the fucking cops was like some big old boy, some fat dude, and he was in there like with his gun out, looking for shit, going through shit, and he looked over and seen the lemon pound cake, and he kept eyeballing it. You could tell, man, he just wanted a slice of this lemon pound cake so bad. So he made like a whole song just on that. I love Afroman. His sense of humor is fucking awesome. By the way, too, when he went to the courthouse, I watched some of the trial footage. Dude, he had an American suit, American flag suit, American flag sunglasses. I didn't even know you were allowed to wear sunglasses in court. But I guess they just didn't give a fuck. He had like marijuana rings. He had one that was a marijuana ring, one that was a money bags ring. It was fucking awesome. He had his nails done. Because a lot of like black rappers, like Snoop Dogg gets his nails done. Apparently Afroman, like he had like French tips. It was just, dude, he was swagged the fuck out. It was awesome. If we have time, we'll play a little clip. But you gotta, at least if we don't have time on this episode, you gotta go and check it out. This is YouTube Afroman trial. It's redonkulous. It's hilarious. We did it, America. Yeah, we did it. Freedom of speech. Right on, right on. The 51-year-old rapper, born Joseph Foreman. I have a brother named Joseph. shouted outside the courthouse after the Wednesday evening verdict. He later posted the clip on social media. And he's already made 3 songs about just the raid and the trial. He's definitely going to be making, I guarantee you, at least 2 more songs on this shit. I don't think they realized how much they fucked up. For one, he won this lawsuit, so he's probably gonna make money off of this. And it just boosted him back up the charts, man. Because like Afroman has never stopped making music since like the early 2000s, as far as I know. He still was going on tour, still playing the classics. He's still a artist, man. But this right here, it just backfired on him because now he's boosted up the charts. He's back in the headlines again. In a way, like he's probably like, I'm kind of glad they raided my shit because now I'm back in the limelight. Like people are noticing me again, and they haven't noticed me since like the early 2000s. I mean, because I love Afroman, and this isn't an insult, but I haven't really heard anyone mention Afroman since like early 2000s when I was in high school. Except for like one time my buddy went to a local show like in Lexington or Louisville, and he's like, I'm going to see Afroman. I'm like, dude, I haven't heard that name in so long, dude. I'm like, oh, I wish I could go, you know? So he's probably loving it. It's a blessing in disguise, you know? The case tested the limits of parody and the license artist can take in social commentary directed at public figures. The deputies collectively sought nearly $4 million in damage. So they wanted $4 million from poor Afroman. Fuck them, dude. And somebody, I was in a comment section while I was keeping up with the trial. By the way, this is my version of the Johnny Depp trial. Everybody was so glued to the Johnny Depp shit. I think I was reporting on shit that I thought was more important, like, I don't know, COVID or something, probably. Vaccines, you know. To me, that was more important. But, do you remember when everyone was glued to the Johnny Depp shit? This was my Johnny Depp trial, you know. I was pretty much glued to this shit, keeping up with Afroman. And I already know I'm probably going to get some shade in the comment sections of like, this isn't conspiracy theories, you know. Sometimes I just want to report on shit that I find interesting, you know. It ain't always got to be Epstein and adrenochrome. Sometimes I can just report on something that's interesting, current news that's fun. But yeah, I've been keeping up with it. But I was in a comment section, and somebody in the comment section made a really good point. They said, dude, I don't think... He said, yes, this is all fun and games, watching this. It's entertaining. It's Afroman. He's silly. He's kind of silly in the courtroom. Everybody's kind of laughing, but he's like, I don't think people realize how actually important of a lawsuit and case this is. For one, Afroman's defending the Constitution, the First Amendment right of freedom of speech. Kind of like castle law shit. Like they broke into his property while he wasn't there. Damaged his house. Another thing they did, they realized that they were on camera. They cut the live feed. They cut the camera. They literally sliced the wire so they wouldn't be recorded. I haven't seen any body cams, so who knows if they had body cams and if the body cams were off or on. And if you're not doing anything shady, why do you have to have your body cam off? Why are you cutting the wires to the cameras? Oh, you are doing shit that's shady. You're stealing his fucking money, you know? And then playing victim afterwards. Oh, he used us in a music video. Don't be shady, bro. But yeah, this is a important trial. That's not really, I mean, it's getting some coverage. Like I've seen a couple content creators who have talked about it. Like I think Penguin Zero was one. Here's the Deal was one. Brian he used to have a channel, High Impact Flicks. Shout out to him. Go check him out. Tell him who sent you. Maybe he'll give me a shout out. Yeah, there's been a couple people who have reported on it, but it really hasn't got huge coverage. And it really should, because this is a constitutional right issue. This is a constitutional right trial. And it's honestly an important one for the books and for history. They're kind of making history, kind of made history with this whole lawsuit, you know? And if it were anyone else, it wouldn't get any coverage probably, but thank God it was Afroman. So it is getting some coverage, but, and I honestly, I was like, yeah, I didn't think about that. This is actually kind of deep. This is more important than people realize, you know? Because you guys know, I mean, they're trying to strip away our constitutional rights slowly every day and slowly, and they're slowly stripping our constitutional rights, and this is a constitutional right issue. No reasonable person would expect a police officer not to be criticized. They've been called names before, defense lawyer David Osborne said in a closing arguments for the rapper and comedian, known for his breakout 2000 hit. So yeah, in the year 2000, Because I Got High. Because I got high. The Adams County deputies said they were publicly harassed over the viral videos. Aw, poor things. Well, you shouldn't do shitty stuff, and then shitty stuff wouldn't happen to you. And by the way, I'm not condoning violence, but yeah, a little bit of shit talking in the streets, you deserve it. Which were viewed more than 3 million times on YouTube. So his music videos have gotten over 3 million views. One of the things I seen in the trial was they were interrogating one of the cops' ex-wives who was a teacher. And they're like, well, is any of the students playing any of Afroman's music videos in the classroom? And she's like, yeah. And they're like, does it bother you? And she's like, no. You know, do the students think that it's literal? No, they're smart enough to know it's just a song, you know. I think it totally backfired on him. In Afroman, he was like playing 5D chess, dude, because he's the one apparently who had her as a witness to go on the stand, you know. I was like, dude, Afroman over here playing 5D chess, dude. The Adams County deputies said they were publicly harassed over the viral videos, which got more than 3 million views. The videos show rifle-wielding deputies busting down Afroman's door, searching his shoes, suit pockets, and hungrily eyeing a cake on the kitchen table, inspiring the song's title, Lemon Pound Cake. Oh, I love it, too, that they're literally, like, they're literally filling in their fucking stereotypes of eating donuts and being fat and being pigs, you know? They're literally doing the stereotype of like, oh man, I want some of that lemon pound cake. In other music videos, Afroman took aim at the deputies' personal lives and called them crooked cops because of $400 that went missing in the raid. I'm so glad he won. I hope he's getting some money back, because this is all over $400 and a door. And you know he spent more than $400 just with the trial itself, you know. And they were wanting $3 million from him. The police. Fucking bastards, man. Police officers shouldn't be stealing civilians' money, the rapper testified this week. This whole thing is an outrage, and it is. In court, wearing a red, white, and blue American flag suit, he defended his work on First Amendment grounds and said he issued the diss tracks to cover damages from the raid, including a broken gate and front door. So he literally was like, you know what, I'm just going to make some songs just to cover the damage, which you did. He wasn't even suing them, it doesn't even sound like it. They sued him for defamation. Yeah. So he was taking the higher road, just going, fuck it, I'm just going to make some music to cover the damages that you guys caused, you know. No charges were filed over the 2022 raid, which the warrant said was part of a drug and kidnapping investigation. In his testimony, he said he had the right to tell his friends and fans what the police had done, and he does. He said the raid traumatized his children, who were then 10 and 12 years old. So, yeah, I do remember him saying that they were at the house with his ex-wife, which, by the way, that shows you his character right there. Like, when I divorced with my ex-wife, which our divorce was pretty nasty, it drug out for like a year and a half of court. And it really didn't have to. She was just being difficult about everything. But that should show you his moral fabric, his character, that he literally lets his ex-wife stay in his house with the kids. Like, he still takes care of her, it sounds like. That's pretty fucking cool. Not a lot of dudes can do that. So that should show you, and I've always got good vibes from Afroman. No one's perfect. No one's a saint, but I ain't gonna lie, dude. I've always gotten good vibes from him. He always seems super cool. I've seen interviews with him and stuff, and he seems like a down-to-earth, cool fucking dude. The whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they wouldn't have wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not even know their names, Foreman said. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system, and there would be no songs. Nothing. You poke a bear, you get the claws, The lyrics of "Will you help me repair my door" address the police directly. Did you find what you were looking for? Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake? You can take as much as you want to take. There must be a big mistake. That's pretty good lyrics. Funny. The video slows down, showing an officer holding a gun next to a cake standing in Afroman's kitchen. Go watch the videos. They're fucking hilarious. Then he raps, "The warrant said narcotics and kidnapping. Are you kidding? I make my money rapping. And you crooked cops need to stop it. There are no kidnapping victims in my suit pockets." As the video shows the officers searching his closet. By the way, he owns a shit ton of Converse. When I was watching the footage, he's a big Converse fan. I love Converse. The deputies in their testimony said the songs ridiculed them. Deputy Lisa Phillips said the rapper created a derogatory music video that questioned her gender and sexuality. So he was going in hard on Lisa Phillips. I ain't gonna lie, dude. We got one cop here that she's beautiful and feminine and shit, but most female cops are kind of on the bull dyke side. So it is what it is. It's the truth. Sergeant Randy Walters said his child had been hazed at school over Afroman's post and came home crying. Now that right there, that's not cool. I've always said that the child should not suffer from the parents' sins, but you got to think too, man, you are a cop, dude. At that point, just put your kid in a private school or something, or homeschool. It's gonna happen, dude. People always forget that, dude. When you got kids, dude, if you're a dick on the street and an asshole on the street, there's a possibility your kid's gonna have some repercussions from other kids because their parents are like, "Oh, so-and-so pulled me over for no fucking reason. He was a dick when he pulled me over." It's gonna happen, dude. So be cool. Can we just go back to the golden rule? It's as simple as hell. Just do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Just be cool. Be nice. Be cool. It's pretty simple. It's common sense. But yeah, that does suck that the kid came home crying and is getting picked on at school. That's not cool. Where in the world is it okay to make something up for fun that's damaging to others when you know for sure it's an absolute lie? He asked. I don't see how it's an absolute lie. He literally showed the footage as the music video. So unless it's deep fake, unless it's AI, no, it pretty much, the video says it all. The footage, Afroman's lawyer, in closing arguments, said it was not unusual for artists engaged in social commentary to exaggerate. Yeah, gonzo journalism, you know. If you catch a fish and it's only a foot long, you're gonna say it's 2 foot long. It's called a fishtail, you know. Robert Klingler represents the deputies, said Afroman lied about these 7 brave deputy sheriffs for the past 3 years. Oh, they're real brave, yeah. Even if somebody does something to you that hurts you, that you think is wrong, like a search warrant execution that you think is unfair, that doesn't justify telling intentional lies designed to hurt people, he argued. Afroman lives in Winchester, about 50 miles outside of Cincinnati. But there you go, guys. I just wanted to cover Afroman winning a lawsuit against the police. And I love it. Go check out those music videos he put out. Hit me up in the comments what you guys think. I know it's a less conspiratorial one, but I love Afroman. I'm a big fan, and I've been keeping up with this trial, and I wanted to report on it because I like to do some lighthearted, fun ones every now and then. But please like, share, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Please hype the video. It pushes me up the algorithm. And hit me up in the comments if you want to talk. I always read them and always respond.